Hey guys, welcome back to TBM Sports. Let's get into this Saturday MLB action. We're going to run the entire board. For those of you that are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Mark. We talk sports betting each and every single day. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you all hit that like button. Please subscribe down below. Totally free picks. All I ask in return is that you guys put those thumbs up. Let's cash some tickets and let's get down into the action. Quick recap from yesterday. We did kind of have a break-even day. There was the Machado prop. He did not get the double. He had a single. So failing to go over that half unit play on his over 1.5 total bases. We cashed on the Padres to not bat in the ninth, minus 115. The under 2.5 at plus money between San Francisco and the Mets. That was a win as well. And the Atlanta-Cincinnati game was 9 runs. Chicago-LA, I believe that was maybe... I'm sorry, the Chicago-LA game was a 9 runs, so failing to get over those plus money plays over the 9.5s between those two overs. So essentially with the plus money, it was a little bit of a wash. We'll take it. We'll move forward, live to bet another day, and let's get down into the action. First game we're going to talk about, and we are using OddsJam, okay? So a new platform I want to showcase for you guys. Leave a comment down below if you like Outlier or OddsJam more. If you do want to sign up with them, I do have a promotion in the description box. Check out OddsJam, what they have to offer. If you are an arbitrage bettor, it is something where it kind of, that's where they make their money. That's one of their features, as well as kind of just finding the best number available, okay? So if you are into those things, that's kind of what OddsJam can provide you. Also, real-time live odds on the app. So if you are looking to place the best bet available, also with an in-game live hedging opportunity, stuff like that, that's kind of where OddsJam has a little bit of an advantage over other apps in the industry. So I do like them in that I use them for more in-game and live betting, especially when I do have hedging that I have to kind of lock in some profits. Okay, so we will talk about LA and Tampa. The first game on the docket between Blake Snell and Rasmussen for the Rays. The Dodgers won 5-0 yesterday. We're going to come right back at them. Okay, I think minus 125 for the Dodgers on the road is a fair price. Don't really, quite frankly, like the Rays lineup right now. They are playing in Tampa. There's going to be a lot of runs in this game, I believe. One thing about Snell, though, as he pitched his kind of comeback from injury for the Dodgers, gave up 5 runs. None of them were earned. Okay, so keep that in mind. He has had 2 earned runs in his first start against Detroit. That was a way back when, but the last outing against I can't remember who it was, but it was a lot of scoring that runs were plated, but none of them were earned. Okay, so I'm looking for a little bit better of a pitching performance. I think we're going to get 5 good innings from Blake Snell, and I just like the Dodgers bats right now, so I think minus 125 is some value. It's too cheap. You can find that readily available across all books. Okay, next game going down the list, we are going to talk about Kansas City and Tampa Bay. I'm sorry, Kansas City and Toronto. Okay, excuse me. That's where we look for Cameron going against Max Scherzer. Okay, one thing about the Royals is they have been scoring some runs. The Blue Jays at home, 64-47 on the season. I kind of like Toronto here in this spot. As we look at the best number available, you can find that around $1.30 there on the money line. Also, player props, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero. Those are 2 hitters that have been exceedingly doing well. And Cameron, though, 5-4, 2.44 ERA. Not anything where I just love this matchup for Toronto, so this will be a no play for me. Also, I kind of favor this game in a no-run first inning fashion, okay? So if you were going to bet a nrfi, kind of lean towards the nrfi in the Royals-Blue Jays game. I think Scherzer can give you that first inning of dominance. Also, I do think Cameron can lock it down going against the Blue Jays, at least in the first inning, okay? The next game that we are going to get into, this is where we're going to go over to Baltimore and Chicago there in the top right of your screen. You can see the Cubs, almost a $2 favorite there on the money line. My official play, this will be the second official play that I will give out. We're going to go Cubs on the run line, minus 1.5 at plus 110, okay? This is something where as we look for the matchup between Shigano and Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd's dominance has been very much one of the highlights of Chicago as they look to kind of solidify their postseason run. And if you can find this game, in my opinion, I almost want to take them in the not to bat in the 9th inning. The win by 2 does kind of scare me a little bit. If you can find a split where, if you do want to play them a half unit on the money line, half unit on the run line, and that way if they win by 1, you push that essentially. So that's kind of where I would stack up if I was going to get involved. I do like the fact that the Cubs are at home. This is something where, as you talk about the Chicago Cubs and the Ryan Sandberg narrative, okay? This is kind of where you saw the first game back since Ryan Sandberg's passing. Chicago won 1-0, okay? So Baltimore, a little bit regression offensively, and I do think they will face a very stout lefty within the likes of Matthew Boyd. A lot of lefties in that Baltimore lineup, okay? So keep that in mind. I do like the Cubs. Let's get this one done on the run line at +110, okay? That will be my second official play. Going down the board, Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates will be facing the Colorado Rockies there in Coors Field. We look at the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a game where, you do expect a lot of runs. We're going to look into the conversation here with the under, okay? So I do lean towards that best number available. You can find a 10.5 if you shop around at -115. So fading the runs, as we saw 25 plus runs in the game last night between Pittsburgh and Colorado. A little different narrative here as Paul Skeens is pitching in Coors Field. So as long as he goes about 6 or 7, I do think this one will go under the total of 10.5. But Pittsburgh has been hitting the ball exceedingly well. I like them on the money line as well, but at $2 price, not going to get involved. So this is a pass unless you wanted to play the under in this game. Detroit in Philadelphia, that's the next game that we are going to get into. Zach Wheeler and Skubal, probably the best pitching matchup of the day. 4:05 first pitch there on the East Coast. I do favor the Phillies here, +104. I look for Wheeler to pitch well at home. A little comeback spot after that letdown. Also, for some reason, I just think that Skubal will be got to by the Phillies lineup. That's kind of where I stack up. Okay, so I look for a very good pitching duel. This will be low scoring. The number right now, 6.5. That's one of the lower ones we will see in the market. Not going to get involved in that regard. Also, the no-run first inning bet for Detroit and Philly, very much live. However, that is a lot of juice to lay down there as you look for Skubal taking on Wheeler. But I'd lean Phillies at home, okay? And if you even want to jazz it up a little bit, Philadelphia to not bat in the 9th inning or on the run line, that will pay a very significant plus money price. Milwaukee and Washington, that's the next game we're going to talk about. We do get Brendan Woodruff going against Irvin, okay? This is a play on the Brewers on the run line, all right? I think that the Nationals, 44-65 on the season. I think they have waved that white flag a little bit. And if we talk about this game in its entirety, the Brewers there, it's just not enough of an edge or incentive to lay it with the run line on the Brew Crew, okay? If you do want to lay the -1.5, you still have to lay some juice. I don't really like laying that run line even when you have to lay some juice. That's just something I stay away from typically. If you're going to win by 2, I want some plus money, or else I would be backing Milwaukee here on the run line. That's a lean, not a strong play, just a lean against the Nats, okay? Astros and Red Sox, let's talk about it. We have Gordon going against Walker Buehler as the Astros come to town. Over 9 kind of is what stands out to me as we look at kind of what's going on in Fenway. The wind's blowing in a touch. However, it is something where that total set at 9, if you want to find that best number available, something that does stick out off the page to me. I do think Houston will be able to hit the baseball. Still waiting for some returning guys off of injury, but I think that this is a game where it could go either way. I don't like Walker Buehler at all as a starter. He has had some better numbers as of late, but in this game, it's over or nothing between Houston and Boston. Okay, Giants and Mets. This is an interesting one. We get Kodai Senga going against Tang, all right? And for this game, kind of one of those games where total set at 8.5 is the best number at -120. If you do want to kind of get involved in this, the one thing I will tell you guys is the first 3 innings under is live in this game as well. Like we played it yesterday. That's a market that I do favor, playing the first 3 innings. I know for a lot of people watching, that's not readily available, but I would lean in that direction once again. I think that we will get some lower scoring, and out the gate, Kodai Senga has been impressive. 7-3, 2 ERA on the season. And Tang, I think that unfamiliarity between the Giants righty and the Mets lineup, I think will play a role. So looking at that first 3 innings going under the total is kind of how I would approach the Giants and Mets. All right, Texas and Seattle. This is one where we do get the newly acquired Merrill Kelly going against Castillo. And I think as we look at this game, guys, Seattle's lineup has been solidified. All right. And the Rangers, this is kind of, a lot of people have this as kind of their outlier outside of the Tigers and the Yankees. I think that the Rangers and Mariners are two of the top three candidates to come out of the AL. Okay. So a little bit of a showdown here we get in Seattle. Pitcher-friendly ballpark. I think this is something where you look at the total 7.5. I don't love it. It's a coin flip game on the money line. So this is a pass for me outside of some player markets that I would look into with props. So that's kind of how I feel about it, right? And the Mariners lineup there with kind of their acquisition that they made from the Diamondbacks, as well as Josh Naylor. I think this is something where you look at the Mariners and they're definitely trying to make a postseason run. So I would lean Mariners at home, but that's kind of just a very small lean. Okay. Braves and Reds. This is an interesting game for all intents and purposes due to the fact that they're playing it at a racetrack. All right. Bristol Motor Speedway will be the host of this game. 7:15 first pitch there on Fox. So that one will be one that I will check out. Typically, I stay away from these strange venue matchups, okay? As we do look at the racetrack, kind of like, it's kind of similar to what we've seen within the Field of Dreams. And, you know, you get kind of just a weird spot, weird sight lines, batter's eyes. It just kind of all plays a role. So you can't really apply the logic that we would play if this was being played at Truist or Great American Ballpark. Okay. But as we look at Chase Burns, 0-3 from an official decision standpoint, but boy, has he been getting it done from a strikeout perspective. Okay. Now, this is probably my favorite prop that I will give out on the channel. As we look at his starts, okay, he's had 10 strikeouts in 3 straight games. His last 3 starts before that, 7, 8, 0, and 8 respectively. All right, and that 0 came at where he didn't even make it through 2 outs in the first inning. A little bit of an outlier going at Boston. Okay, so this is something as I look for him to go at least 5 innings, maybe 6 in this game. We will pull up kind of what we have going on here from a prop perspective. I will show you guys kind of how we do it. This is where we go into player props, and then you look for strikeouts, okay? And that's where you can find the player props and player strikeouts. We'll look at Chase Burns, okay? And this is where I do love this prop quite a bit. If you can bet on Bettor, okay, taking the over 7 at -121, that is a very, very good number, okay? So taking the over 7, if you can use Bettor, probably my favorite prop of the day. However, if you want to play it outside of that, guys, you're going to have to lay plus money at 7.5. I still like that at plus money. The best number available that you can find is plus 143. However, that's a book that nobody really uses. So outside of that, guys, Fanatics offering this at plus 120 is kind of where I look for a very, very significant plus money play on Chase Burns over 7.5 strikeouts. That's how I would play the game. That's kind of my best bet for that contest. And if I wasn't going to give it as an official play, that's just one that is kind of just right outside my top plays. Okay, but it is something I favor quite a bit. The next game that we will have an official play in, and we are going to have essentially 3 in a row, okay? This is where we look into the Arizona Diamondbacks and Oakland Athletics, Sacramento Athletics, whatever you may call them. It quite frankly doesn't matter. JT Ginn going against Zach Gallen. All right, this will be a fade on Zach Gallen once again. 7-12, 5+ ERA. The A's -110. They took care of business yesterday. I think they won 5-1 in yesterday's contest. Maybe 4-1. I can't remember. I think it was 4-1. Nonetheless, I still like Oakland, Sacramento right here, -110 at home. The Diamondbacks, they got the white flag waved, and that's kind of how I see this game playing out. So love me a piece of the Athletics here at almost even money. -110 will be an official play. Next game, the White Sox and Angels. We're going to go right back to the well. All right, I'll show you guys kind of what we see. The White Sox plus 135 on the money line. However, we're going to take a stab at the plus money proposition right now within the White Sox over 4.5 runs at plus 118, best number available. Okay. love their team total. It's a bet that has been cashing for me as of late. We're going to keep that one going, and I am going to be playing the White Sox over 4.5 in their team total at plus 118. That is a bet that I like a lot. Okay, they may not win the game. The game may go over the full total, but it's one of those ones also. People are probably going to ask me if I like the White Sox team total, why don't you like the full game over? I just like the matchup better. I know Savali's going for the White Sox, but Kyle Hendricks has been absolutely atrocious for the Angels. And quite frankly, if you want to get down with the White Sox there at plus 135, I'm not mad at that either. As we look at the White Sox, 41-69. However, they have been hitting the baseball very, very efficiently. So I do like the team total here as my best bet in this game. All right, last game on the card, and this will be another official play. This is where we're going to lean into the Padres, okay? As we talk about this game, I will show you guys the money line, the best number available. This number has risen a lot, and that's kind of where you look for a minus 133 is the best number. However, if we do want to bat in the 9th inning, that's kind of where I would approach this game. So my official play will be what we did yesterday. San Diego to not bat in the 9th inning. We get Randy Vasquez going against McGreevy. Like the Padres quite a bit, and that's kind of where we're going to go right back to the well. Padres to not bat in the 9th. You can find those odds on DraftKings, and that'll be my last official play, okay? Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you all for being part of the channel. A little recap, what we'll be playing. The Cubs on the run line at plus 110. Dodgers on the money line minus 125. Chicago White Sox, we're going to go over 4.5. Team total plus 118. Oakland minus 110. And then the last bet will be the Padres to not bat in the 9th right there on DK. All right, so appreciate it, guys. We have 5 bets out there in the market today. Let's cash some tickets. Enjoy the Saturday. We'll see you guys all tomorrow in the next video, and let's go take it to them and look for a plus money day. Okay, enough of these washes where we just kind of push. Let's get some plus money and cash some tickets. See you guys all tomorrow. Good luck on your bets. Cheers.